Hello everyone, it's almost the season of Halloween, and many of you have been asking about my opinion of Underworld Endless War. This was a short 3-part anime miniseries that was featured originally on the Underworld Ultimate Trilogy Blu-ray, and I missed this. I totally did not know about it until it was brought to my attention. I was a collector of the DVDs originally, and a late adopter of the 5-film collection on Blu-ray. So I didn't get to see this until recently when I found out that all 3 parts were uploaded on YouTube. For any Underworld fans, is this a must-see? I have to say, it was very exciting and a nice new perspective into the Underworld universe. This, of course, goes back to Selene being a main character. She's a death dealer. It's pretty much what you know from the movies. What's interesting about this is that this is a completely original standalone tale that's outside the films. It involves Selene hunting down these 3 Lycan brothers over the course of 3 different time periods. Originally in the 1800s, then in the 60s, and then in 2012. And what I found interesting here is showing Selene's bloodlust early on and then hunting down these individuals one by one, each of the brothers. It starts off in the 1800s, like in 1890, and these 3 brothers are pretend to be lords. People don't know that they're Lycans. So she is super upset, of course, given her history with the Lycans and being a death dealer. And part 1 is probably the slowest. Each of these parts runs about 5 to 6 or 7 minutes each. So it totals about 17 to 18 minutes. It reminded me very much of the micro-series of Clone Wars. Not as exciting, at least for part 1, but parts 2 and 3 really kick it up a notch. Part 1 is primarily the setup, and parts 2 and 3 bring you that Underworld badassness that you are familiar with, especially with Selene, and we even get some cool nods with Michael. Selene here is not Kate Beckinsale, but the voice actress does an amazing job. Laura Harris plays Selene, and she sounds pretty close to Kate Beckinsale, I must say. Mark Oliver is Michael Corvin. He has limited screen time near the end, but if you missed Michael in Underworld 4 and 5, you would really dig the final part of this micro-series. And then you have Trevor Duvall, Brian Dobson, and Paul Dobson as the 3 Lycan brothers. I like how it has a certain animation style, but then also how they stay true to each time period that they're in and how it's broken up in chapters, very similar to the opening of Underworld 1. And overall, I really enjoyed it by the end of it, and it was a brilliant prequel setup to Underworld Awakening. You get to see a little bit of the humans, knowing that Lycans and vampires exist in the world, and you have Michael and Selene's love for each other very briefly. You know, as a fan who really wanted more of Michael in the movies and thought that they did him kind of dirty, it was nice seeing the limited screen time he had near the end here. It was nice seeing character like Craven at one time period, and you kind of fill in the gaps of what point in time in the Underworld history it was, when Selene was on good terms being a death dealer or when she was on the run. Overall, this is a nice side standalone tale for any Underworld fans out there that takes place in the Underworld universe. I enjoyed it. Part 1 was a little bit too slow for my liking, but once you get past the setup, it has all the Underworld action you love from the movies. And if you're a fan of the films, I highly recommend checking this out. It's free on YouTube right now, and it's also on the Underworld Trilogy Blu-ray and the Ultimate Collection. So go ahead and check this out. I highly recommend it. I know it's taken me a while to check this out, but thank you out there for the people who recommend me seeing this. I enjoyed it, and I wanted to share this briefly for people who are Underworld fans, vampire fans, a way you could check out animation-wise, and just in time for Halloween. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy, and check out these other vampiric-related videos for more content. Till next time, everyone.